This is Winning Cures Everything. Here's your host, Gary Seegers.
It is Thursday, March 28th. Let's jump into this thing. Oh, you know what? Let's turn on the light. What do you say about that? There we go. Looks a little bit better that way. It is Thursday, March 28th. This is Winning Cures Everything. I'm your host, Gary Seegers. You can follow me on Twitter at GaryWCE. You can follow the show at Winning Cures or on Facebook, facebook.com/winningcureseverything. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter are the places to watch the show live every afternoon. It's a 10, 15, 20-minute show every day. Today, hopefully closer to 10 or 15 as opposed to 20 because I am late getting in. Here's the rundown for the show. We want to know who got Will Wade's strong-ass offer. Yahoo Sports provided that for us. We're going to talk about that. Nevada, they profited big time in February. That kind of explains my slump with college basketball. Tennessee sports betting legislation is in the works. We're going to talk about how crazy that Senate bill is and some of the different amendments that they were talking about and how crazy that is. And then I got Sweet 16 picks for you for this evening. The show, as always, brought to you by Tunica, Mississippi, the South's premier sports gambling destination. They've got 6 wonderful sports books in Tunica. We've been to all of them. We've broadcast from Hollywood Casino, Sam's Town Casino, from inside their sports books. They're fantastic. All of them are fantastic. Go to tunicatravel.com to get more information on that. It's opening day in Major League Baseball. And if you need help with gambling on Major League Baseball or on the rest of the NCAA tournament, go over to trendybets.com. They are the #1 sports system for betting in the country. They are proven profitable. Go check it out. Trendybets.com. Use the code MM50, and you can get the rest of their NCAA tournament bets from the Sweet 16 on for only $50. Use MLB 150, and you can get the entire season for all 5 of their betting systems for only $150. That's not bad. It's a $500 price usually. You can get it for $150 right now. MLB 150 is the code. Go check that thing out. Trendybets.com. As always, comment on the show. I'm watching the comments. Share the show out with your friends. Tell everybody about it. We appreciate you being here. Let's jump into this thing. Who got Will Wade's strong-ass offer for Javonte Smart? Shannon Forman is the guy. He is a former Memphis player under John Calipari. He is a Baton Rouge fixture as far as the basketball scene goes down there. Javonte Smart, of course, from Baton Rouge. Smart tells people that Forman is his mentor. It's crazy stuff. This is the guy that got the money from Will Wade. Javonte Smart, he was considered a lock for Kentucky. Played AAU for the Houston Hoops AAU team, the Summer League team. That's been a Kentucky pipeline for years. There was an article written in 247 that said that Smart was the surest bet to go to Kentucky of any of the players in that class. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he commits to LSU. Now, he's from Baton Rouge, so a lot of people didn't really blink an eye. But people that understand how these things work, how the business gets done, knew that something was up with that. So, a little funny. It's a good story. But Foreman, being a former Memphis player and now being involved in things like this, there's notes in there about Norton Hurd, who is Team Thad's coach, the Summer League team up here in Memphis. There's a lot of stuff in there. Go read the Yahoo Sports article. Pat Forty and that bunch, they have done a really good job documenting all of this. Next up, let's talk about Nevada. Let me get my coffee in here. Nevada won $35.8 million from bettors in February. Now, that is up 235% from last February. That is absolutely remarkable to me. They profited $19.8 million on basketball, and that's NBA and college alike. I thought that maybe I was just having a bad February. I went 40-48. And we'll throw the pushes out. I think it was like 40, 48, and 4 against the spread. I thought I was having just an awful month. No, it wasn't just me. It was literally everybody. Everybody in Vegas, everybody in New Jersey, Everybody in Mississippi, basketball numbers went against what analysts and what analytical people would normally think is supposed to happen. Numbers went against that way more frequently in the month of February in college basketball and the NBA. I mean, it's bananas to think about. Things got right back on track in March. They were on par in January. We'll see what happens through the rest of the NCAA tournament. But yeah, that up 235% for Nevada Sportsbooks, $19.8 million profit in basketball. That is crazy. Tennessee sports betting legislation. Let's move on to that. That is now in the works. It is Senate Bill SB 16. The bill would allow online sports gambling only. So no brick and mortar stores in Tennessee. No casinos. Nothing like that. Only online gambling allowed. And check out this amendment. One proposed amendment would prohibit sports betting on holidays and from 3 to 10 p.m. on Sundays. That is absolutely absurd. I just can't even imagine people in Tennessee that are headed to Titans games or that are just watching the NFL not being able to put a bet on a game for 7 hours on a Sunday due to something religious. Like, that's fine to be religious, but do not cater a law to it. Do not mold a law around that. Like, it would make more sense for you to ban it while people are at church in the morning on Sunday, right? Doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, they're talking about Christmas, which that's a big NBA day. The NFL has had games on Christmas and Christmas Eve here lately. Easter, just all sorts of different stuff. Thanksgiving's humongous football day. So, yeah, don't think that amendment is going to get in there, but we'll see what happens. Next up, let's talk about the Sweet 16. All right, I've got 4 picks for you tonight. I'm going to bet on all 4 games. I don't necessarily like all of them, so I will preface this with that. So we've got Melissa jumping in with the sunglasses today. She's enjoying the show. We appreciate you tuning in. Let's jump into the first game of the night. These are all William Hill numbers, by the way. Florida State and Gonzaga, CBS, 6:09 p.m. Central Time. I am taking the Zags -7. It's in Anaheim. 64% of the tickets are on Florida State, but 51% of the money coming in is on Gonzaga. Leonard Hamilton is 7-1 against the spread as a dog in the tournament. I don't think it matters here. Gonzaga last year, yeah, they got whipped by Florida State because of the athleticism, because of the length. Just all of that threw Gonzaga off. And Gonzaga was missing a starter last year. This year, they got Brandon Clark. They got Hachimura. I mean, they are a much different team this go-round. I like Gonzaga's offense in this. Florida State shot 54% against Murray State. In the last 10, 11 games before that, they never got above 39% shooting from the field. I think they go back to average. I like Gonzaga in this one. I'm taking Gonzaga -7 here. Next up, Purdue versus Tennessee. 66% of the tickets on Tennessee, 72% of the money on Tennessee. It's on TBS at 6:29 p.m. Central. It's in Louisville, Kentucky. Tennessee -1.5. That is the way that I'm playing it. Yes, I understand Rick Barnes, 1-10-1 against the spread in his last 12 NCAA tournament games. I don't care that he's like that. The other side of this is in the last 10 years, only 4, 2, and 3 seeds in the Sweet 16 did not cover their first and second round games. All 4 of those teams won by double digits. That fits Tennessee right here. Now, I don't know that they're going to win by double digits, but I think they can win, by more than 1.5. So I'm in with that. Texas Tech and Michigan. Let's move on to this one. 54% of the tickets, 56% of the money on Michigan. It's on CBS, 8:39 p.m. Central Time. I'm rolling Tech +2 here. I love Texas Tech here. And it goes against what I should be saying, but John Beilein, with spreads of 4 or less in his last 16 tournament games, 12-4 straight up. That's not bad at all. However, Texas Tech, yeah, all the talk is about how Texas Tech is the number one defensive efficiency team in the country. Michigan's number 2. Nobody's talking about the fact that over the last 12 games, Texas Tech is the number 1 offensive efficiency team in the country. Tech is number 1 offense, number 1 defense. Count me in on that. This team is for real. I think they're going to be amped up for this one. Michigan, something not right over the last month and a half of the season. I'm going to roll with Tech on this. I think they make it back to the Elite Eight again. Chris Beard, fantastic coach. And yes, John Beilein's a fantastic coach as well. But I like Beard's players. I like their length. I think they're going to disrupt passing lanes for Michigan. I think they're going to disrupt a lot of things that Michigan likes to do. I'm going to take Tech here. Next one, last game of the evening. I got a lot of notes on this one. Oregon against Virginia. 68% of the tickets are on Oregon, but 51% of the money is on Virginia. It's TBS. It's 8:59 p.m., which is crazy, right? That means it's not going to start until after 10 o'clock Eastern. Like it says 8:59 tip. It ain't tipping at 8:59. But yeah, that's crazy that you would have an East Coast or a Central Time game that would start at after 10 p.m., and then you've got a West Coast game that's going to kick off at 4:09. Explain to me, TV ratings people, how this works. I can't understand it. I've gone through in my head multiple times trying to figure out how this makes sense, because in California, you are still going to have people at work. I mean, they're not going to be able to get to the arena in Anaheim. Either way, back to Virginia. 8:59 p.m. tip. Virginia -7 is the play for me. Yes, I've got 3 favorites that I'm rolling with tonight, but I like all of them. It's in Louisville. 1 seeds, 12-2-1 against the spread, 14-1 straight up in the Sweet 16 since 2014. 72 Sweet 16 games with a favorite of 8+ points. By the way, I bought a point back to get it back to 7. So the line is actually Virginia -8. But I'm rolling back to 7. Let's see. 72 Sweet 16 games with a favorite of 8+ points. Favorites are 66-6 straight up. Number 1 seeds 19-0 against 12 seeds. In their last 12, 9-3 against the spread for the 1 seeds. All of them won by at least 8 points. So 7 points right there. I like it. However, the only trend that I don't like about this, Dana Altman, as an underdog in the NCAA tournament, 9-1 against the spread, 6-4 straight up. He's won 6 games out of 10 outright as an underdog. I don't think they're equipped to be able to handle Virginia in this spot. I'll take Virginia -7 all day long. As always, you can get the picks over at winningcureseverything.com. Go into the navigation bar, click on Gambling Picks. It's right there. You can't miss it. It's the very first spreadsheet that pops up. Easy stuff to do. Don't forget, go check out tunicatravel.com. Go check out trendybets.com. Use those promo codes I gave you, MM50 for the March Madness special, MLB 150 for the Major League Baseball season. Go check out winningcureseverything.com. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast. Share the show out. Tell everybody you know about it. Leave us some comments. Leave some reviews on the podcast pages, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all that. We look forward to continuing our March Madness tomorrow. We hope you will join us around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, somewhere around there Central Time. Thank you for coming in. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for checking out Winning Cures Everything. If you want to keep up with us, hit subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app. Visit the website at winningcureseverything.com, or you can like us on Facebook or follow us at Winning Cures, at Gary WCE, or at Chris B. Giannini on Twitter. Share out the show, leave a nice review, and make sure to comment and tweet at us.